Hey, what's today's date?
23rd.
Okay. So today what we're going to talk about is a few things, but the main learning aspect is this guy, right? What is the name of this part? I'm going to ask the new people.
Sprinkler valve?
Kinda, but no. What? No? Say it.
Inline? Solenoid?
Solenoid. Yes, this is solenoid. Okay. So a solenoid essentially is this. That's all it is. Except it's got Technologica to it. That's all it is. Okay. So this is very simple. This is okay. So it's just like any other. All solenoids are normally closed. Okay. There's a reason for that. Normally closed, that gets into electrical, that gets into panels, and that gets into other stuff like that. But normally closed means that for it to work, it has to receive power. So unless it has power, it is going to be closed. There's a good reason for that. What would be that reason? New guy. Okay. Bingo. Power outages. You lose power, you don't want all your faucets running. You don't want all your sprinklers running. You don't want your infrastructure just flooding like it's a day after tomorrow movie, unless it is. Okay? So, that means that for it to work, it needs power. Normally, they have a panel, which I don't think I have one here. I'm sure I could probably find one. But basically, it'll have a small rainbird. If you live in a house or rent in a house, you probably have one. It's very simple. Lowe's Garden Center has them all the way up to big hydro points where you have to program them. And to call the company, you actually have to take their test before they'll talk to you. So they will talk to me. I have taken the test, and I'll let you know I did not study, I did not read, I just answered questions. You guys should be able to do the same thing. I have a certification somewhere behind my desk that says I can talk to these guys about their system. So I don't really know that why I need to take a test to talk to you if you are here to help me figure out your thing. But anyways, so you can manually operate these, and that's by twisting this. Normally it's labeled. I'm gonna go with the righty tighty, lefty loosey. So on this one, on is to the left, off is to the right. I mean, it's very simple, dude. And all it does is just opens it and closes it. It's just the ball valve. Okay. This one would probably be one that you see hanging in the garden center. That's above the sprinkler heads, right? And then they have ones that go underground. I would probably get a beefier one for underground, but this is just like a little inch one. Normally the underground ones are the main distributors. So the ones that me and Braden were working on this weekend were like 2 inch. So I mean, it was a fun ordeal. We even rebuilt them, like the O-rings and gaskets were going. So instead of trying to cut a 4-inch main and repipe everything, we just got identical ones, took the gaskets out, rebuilt the heads. Wham bam bam. You can even take this apart too. Like, I mean, everything, like, you guys are service, that's what we do. So you can take these apart, replace the internals, keep the casing with the threads as long as it's not cracked, and rebuild it. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get to Rome. Does that make sense? Okay. The next thing I'm going to harp on is something that we've already went over, but we are going to continue to go over it to make sure we're all on the same page. If you're doing any toilet, any toilet, you are to check the spud. Okay? You're going to check the spud. If it needs to be replaced, you're going to replace it. When you're putting the toilet back, you will tighten the spud using the tub wrench and the channel lock, right? And then you put the screwdriver through it. Do you know what I'm talking about? You saw it. You know. You might have saw the video we did. Do you know what I'm talking about? If not, I'll show you. Give me, it's all in that black bucket. There's a channel lock, a demo screwdriver, and a tub wrench. Perfect. Okay. So this is what you're gonna do. You might as well stand right here. So on this you're gonna get this in your van. You're gonna have all this in your van, right? These 1.5-inch spuds. This guy, throw it in here. It locks in. Use this. like a handle, and that's how you're going to tighten it.
Okay.
And that way it doesn't slip.
Alright.
Right? And then if you need to take them out, because normally they're rusted and crappy, same thing. Lock it in, twist it out. This is always going to get it tighter, because what happens is if you just do this number and hit it, it's going to spin in the porcelain. It could be good, but when Karen flushes it with her foot, it's not going to be good anymore.
That's how I've seen it done before, Bob.
Yeah. So this is always your go-to. It won't fail you. You will crack the toilet before you have a problem. Okay. Spuds. We all get that. Okay. You get it now? Okay. You probably had it before. So the next thing that I'm going to go over once again, and we will keep going over this, when you're jetting. Give me 1 second, and we'll jump on everything. Okay. When we're jetting, our jetters that we build, I showed you the two kinds we have. We have the big, we only have the one US jetter, and that's kind of on loan. That goes back and forth between, I think we have 2 or 3 in the company, and we kind of split them between our 4 shops. Whoever gets it, needs it, is the one that keeps it until someone else has to go get it and need it. So we're currently on the receiving end if we have it. So the US jetter pops off at 4,000. We run it at 3,500 PSI, okay? When you're jetting, you have to have a picture and or video showing that that gauge is at that pressure. If you don't, it didn't count. I don't care how many hours you spent doing it, you will redo it. If you don't want to have those hard conversations, make sure that's part of it. It's very simple. Get it to that pressure, make sure you have it, and then let's do our job. After every pass that you run, as you're filling up the tank, and you should have a hose in the tank while you're jetting, because that's going to give you more reclaim while you're jetting, and that way, because everyone knows it takes a minute to fill up a jetter. Okay, so you get at least another 15-20 minutes out of your run. That's when you camera again. Every time. Every time. If you don't do it, you will redo it. Too bad. I don't feel bad for you. We had the conversation. You got to do it. It's just part of it. Because my boss is going to make me make you do it. So let's not have the, I didn't know, and no one told me, and you're such a bad guy, and oh my God, it's my Friday. This is where we get all those out right now. Does that make sense? Okay, you're going to go do one. So that means that you're going to remember this because it's fresh. The problem is if we don't go over this and I don't repeat myself, it's going to be 2 months from now and we're going to do it and then someone's going to feel that I'm the bad guy. When just because we don't talk about it doesn't make it not a company policy. Just because I don't tell you to turn your payroll in by 9 a.m. every Monday morning doesn't mean you don't have to do that, right? We just kind of have to add stuff on, right? In life, when you're a little child, right, you first learn how to crawl, then you learn how to walk, then maybe you learn how to use the potty, then maybe you learn how to dress yourself, then maybe you learn how to feed yourself, and then maybe you learn how to pay bills and taxes and go to work and all those other things. You didn't have to stop doing any of those other things. You just added to it, okay? Same thing with me. Last week was a nightmare of admin for me as a manager across the board with all the managers of this and add this and market and this and this and I still had to what? Yeah, this is how you run a cable machine. Yeah, that's a PVC 45. Yeah, 1.25 inches is different than 1.5 inches. You're right, buddy. Good job. We know how to use a tape measure. So like just kind of keep that in mind, right? And the reason I stress these things is because when you're out there, you're like, oh, no, I'll be like, shenanigans. March 23rd at 9 in the morning, here's the video evidence, blah, 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 have a good day, right? And I don't want to do that. I want you guys to be super self-sufficient. That's the idea. But we have 2 different types. We have the brand new guys like him, you know, that have you ever plumbed before you came here? Okay, cool. So he's learning construction, he's learning plumbing, he's learning all that. And then we have a guy that's been doing it for 30 years. And then you said you've been doing it for 4 years. He's been 2 years. He's been doing it here about a year, and then he's been doing it longer before he got here, right? So we have all types of types here. So sometimes the basic, like this is a channel lock, might be ridiculous to you, but you probably already know, but let's assume you didn't, right? Oh, okay, well, what's that do? Well, this is for this, but if you're doing chrome, you don't want to use this because this has teeth. It's going to tear it up. Here's a smooth draw wrench. Just take it as you get it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of blanket coverage. And then our jetters are pop off at 3. We run them at 28, or really as close as we can get to 28. Don't have the jump jet on unless you need to have the jump jet on. That's only to get around corners, okay? We're not running with a jump jet because it's going to idle it up, stress the motor out. It's just like it's doing sprints the whole time. You want it jogging unless you need to have it, okay? And once again, picture, video of the gauge. Every time you're filling up the tank from start, you're rerunning your line. Does that make sense? Okay? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. Any other questions?